hello. It's go time. It's go time, go time, go time. Grays, blacks, and whites today. That's it. Super simple. Just recreate the other side. That is it. Fixed up. Grays, blacks, and whites today. That's it. Mute this so we don't hear ourselves. There we go. Today will be super easy. Nothing crazy. Just doing the right side. And then this painting will be all finished. Like that. Just gonna spend a moment gotta make sure the end leading towards the edge we're working on is at least fully put down. Because you really do not want any paint to run through more than necessary. Everything is adhered. Yeah, we really want to take our time with that. Alright. Number 2 is to fasten turn this down just a teeny bit. There we go. Quick and easy. Alrighty. Experimenting with a new angle today, so we'll have to see how that goes, but we will see. Like I said, this is only black and white through gray side. So that is all we need to do. Hello, good to see you here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Audio is bad, definitely let me know. I'll fix that right away. What's up, what's up, what's up? It's art day. It is art day today. Monday. Turn this down a little more. Oops. There we go. We are just on a move today. Paint, paint, more paint. Part about this is I won't need to mix any grays, to be honest, because I'll end up picking up some white as I put some of this black down and vice versa. I'm already getting grays here. You might be able to see that. Because yeah, we do have black already on here, so it's not really like a priority that we saturate things with black yet, because we're not really trying to blend, we're just trying to things down here. So there. Similar process to last time, we're just back and forth. Gonna switch between brushes too as we get more and more tightly packed into our pattern. This stream might be quick, but I tend to say that every single time. We'll just have to see how quickly these things start blending and getting figured out. I'm aiming for like maybe an hour, but like I said, I just kind of say words sometimes. Don't really have a solid idea of time estimation per se. Really sporadic with this right now. Oh, that's no offense at all. I'm gonna turn that down actually. Maybe try this. Try this level here. Maybe that'll end up fixing things. I really appreciate feedback like that, because really this is my 4th stream pretty much of all time, so I'm kind of still getting things figured out. And nice. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things, getting things calibrated and fixed up over time. Yeah, no worries at all. I appreciate you bringing that up. Because otherwise I can't really tell. I don't really have like audio feedback on my end. Because it would be all echoey and all that good stuff. Nice to have a stream on this Monday after how busy school was. Have a nice sort of relaxing stream day to tie up Monday today. Successful first coat there. Just give this a quick wash. I got 2 buckets of water here off camera just to keep my brushes not trashy. Working with really heavy pigments today, so have those dry into our brushes. A bunch of rags here. So yeah, next, going from this to this. Just a natural progression down in brush size until we kind of get to the same level as the left side there. You might be able to see. Just gonna go smaller, smaller, smaller until they're pretty much equal texture-wise. And this is a mixture of heavy body and regular fluid acrylic paint. Because some parts of this I want to dry slower, some parts I want to get moving a little faster. It is important we do get that solid line covered up. The little bit of overlap we left from the color side. The guy she tells you not to worry about. No, that would be this. No. You want to tell me that? Me right here. The guy I should not be worried about. That's how it is. I relate to that, honestly. I find that genuine friendships are pretty much the same thing as relationships anyway, minus just like intimacy stuff. And all that really doesn't have any value to me. I'd rather have like genuine connections that feel like family rather than... I don't know. Part of it applies to just the fact that my journey making art will just forever be more important than dating or anything like that, because truly there's very few things that I enjoy doing. Especially like I just don't like relate to watching TV and like wanting to do that. So like in the past, relationship wise, like it's been really difficult for me to like want to do relationship stuff. Because, like, genuinely, it's so hard to pull me away from the canvas or pen or just whatever I'm doing. Yeah, seriously. Because, like, literally, you can do almost everything that people in a relationship can with genuine friendships. And by all means, like... I'm not opposed to dating or anything, but I think just realistically, like, it just would not work. Because, like, yeah, I really don't like doing a lot of, like, traditional things, so I feel like a lot of things are a waste of time. So it's just, like... It's like one of those things, I don't really worry about it. It's never been something that I've, like, stressed about in my life. I'm thankful for the relationships I've had, sure. Like, they were all great, and I hope the women I was with feel the same. But, especially how things did not end poorly with any of them, but it's just like one of those things where, like, I just do not have traditional interests at all. Like, I will literally sit in front of this canvas for hours, or study, or, like, want to watch a documentary. Or both. Like, literally this morning, from the time I woke up till 2:30, I was working on a drawing, and documentaries were in the background. Like, that's what I do. And, like, I just... over the years, I just realized, like, not many people enjoy that. Especially, like I said, the fact that I'm sitting here and have such immense goals that I just really don't want to bend until I get started with some of them. Well, started, I should clarify that, like, things picking up to some extent before I start doing things that are more, like, slow-paced and, like, settle-down-y. What other hobbies do I have? Jeez, that's a rabbit hole. It really depends on which type of hobbies you want to talk about, because I do dance, physical activity. I mean, pretty much every medium of art on the planet that I can get my hands on, except for sculpting rock. And like, you know, I do the beglery stuff, I do pen spinning, cardistry, contact staff, and all of which I'm trying to get videos up soon, hopefully, just to kind of prove these things. But I do web design. I manage 2 websites, my own, and then Defender Collectibles, which is a old military, verified, authentic military sort of memorabilia website that we sell patches and medals and all kinds of stuff from like the war, all the wars through time, I should say. Got World War II, World War I, Korea, postmodern. But I mean, God, I could go on and on. Like, as far as just art mediums go, there's so many. Like, I mean, I've even worked with clay and like sculpting, and the only type of sculpting I've never touched yet is like sculpting rock, like Michelangelo and stuff like that. That type of sculpting. Like, I've done clay and ceramics, but I mean, genuinely, there are so many. And just like I was saying earlier, like, it's so many to the point where, like, yeah, I'd rather just like have friendships that are cool and awesome, because like I just do not see things like working in the dating sense. I just don't see it. Just with, like I was saying, the amount of things that I'm trying to achieve at and progress with and make a name for myself in, like, I really have a hard time doing like the traditional quote-unquote relaxing activities that most people do. I'm super dead set to achieving something to the levels that I consistently think about. Because people are awesome. Like, I love all kinds of people, going out, meeting new people. But yeah, I mean, like I said, friendships are where it's at. You know, like, type of friendships where you can not talk to each other for a while, but still know deep down that you're all still homies, and stuff like that is like so much more fulfilling to me, I guess. A lot of the various like pleasures in life, like food, or I should say overconsumption of such pleasures in life, like food and eating trashy things and like all these kind of other things too, like I also do not do. Like, and people sometimes think I'm boring for that, but I don't care. Like, my health and ability to do things in life to the way I want to do it is like so much more important than some like meaningless judgment from somebody. I've come to realize over the years that like people judging me is like some of the most valueless currency on the planet. so I don't know, I've just been kind of coasting through life nicely. I really don't stress about stuff anymore, just because of all the journaling I've done. Yeah, there's another hobby right there, I didn't even mention that one. I've been journaling for so many years now that like it's almost ridiculous. genuinely hope to be able to, like, make something so insane one day that it's protected in the same sense as, like, the Mona Lisa is. Or, I mean, really, just kind of insert any favorite artwork you might have. Sistine Chapel. That'd be insane. Or just, like, really anything that significant. And that wraps back around to the fact that it's kind of part of the reason why I don't really do stuff to, like, traditionally relax. A lot of the way I relax is just kind of, like, not traditional, I guess. Oh yeah, for sure. It's always nice seeing friends have good relationships, because, like, really it sucks when somebody's relationship isn't going well and then, like, they're upset, and, like, definitely saddens my heart if relationships aren't going good. Like, again, it's, like, totally just a preference of mine, which I'm sure you totally understood that, but it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like how I don't want to unintentionally hurt somebody's feelings by, like, passively neglecting them and not really realizing it. I think that's kind of like my greatest fear with that, because I don't want to hurt anybody, just being so entrenched in, like, all my interests. But your second part, as far as calisthenics and indoor climbing goes, stuff to do with body weight exercise, like exercise with your own body weight as the medium of resistance, I feel like it's truly some of the most superior ways of exercise that there is. Like, at least in my mind, the way I see it is, if your body is having trouble doing something with its own body weight, why would I then go to the gym and put more weight on before getting my body used to its own weight first? And, like, it's such an insane way to, like, trim down and, like, get more, like it's a really hard word to find. I can't find the word, but it's like there's something powerful in body weight exercises first, rather than just straight into, like, weights and all that. In my own opinion, I feel like some of the most elite dancers on the planet, or other people similar who do activities with body weight and get really good at it, like, well, off the top of my head, like, you search up, like, twins, or, like, weighty, or, like, any of the high-level dancers out there, or, like, ballet, or if you got, like, figure skating, like, any of those that really rely on your body weight being focused on, like, as far as the weight of the activity, like, for some reason, it just makes me feel like those people are the most, like, physically apt at being able to have the most wide variety of things they're able to do, I guess. Because, like, genuinely, I see some of those guys pulling off moves that are, it really goes to show how strong their joints are and how strong the tendons are, and just, like, it's crazy. Like, I really do wonder the rate of injury in day-to-day life between people who lift weights and people who do body weight activities. Because, I mean, in my mind, the way I see it is, if somebody's dancing for a long time and they're really good and are able to do all these things, all these different movements, I guess, they're, like, more adept at just range of motion and adaptability, I guess. Like, stumbling and falling to me is something that I feel like dancers or people who do body weight activities would have an advantage in being able to come out of that not as bruised up, I guess, because maybe they're able to kind of like taper the fall, or just overall body awareness I feel like is so high amongst people who do activities with their own body weight. Like, it's just really interesting to think about. Oh yeah, no worries, man. Have a good week as well. I'm glad you popped in. Hope your Monday was alright. And I hope your week is even better. Everything will be on the YouTube as usual, so if you're ever curious, all that is permanent. Streaming is gonna pick up though for me for sure. Especially once these things on my table are done drying. I have a lot of canvases that will be ready for various things that we can do on stream like this. I did all the loud work with sand off camera, because that would just be blowing out the microphone with the scraping sounds and sand on glass and all that stuff, but that will be next. Bunch of rock slabs, and got a couple bigger ones. Hello, welcome. Good to see you here. Hope your Monday's been all right. Greetings. Chill beats indeed. Have you heard of Marconi Union before? You might be interested in checking him out. This song is called Weightless, and I have the 10-hour mix on here so that it loops in a way that is not easy to spot. Oh no, here I'll write the name on the screen because there's lots of good music from him. Whoops. Do that. I do all kinds of work with this guy's music. It's very easy to lose track of time with how effortlessly it's looped and how everything's constructed. For sure, yeah, this is only one of many pieces of music that he's made, so it's a fun adventure going through their albums. Oh yeah, no worries. Catch you later. Have a good night as well. I'm glad you stopped in to say hi. Have a good week. Hello, welcome. Welcome to a little chill stream we got going on today. Hope you had a good weekend and a good Monday. Hey! Dad is in the house. Southwest Smoke has made a landing. How's it going, dude? Hey, there he is. Hope you had a good Monday. What's up, what's up? We chillin', having an art day today. Big day in school. Now I get to come home, just take some time to relax. Huge day in school today. Huge. Turned in project number 3 for drawing. Got a whole bunch of online stuff submitted. A couple of those things I didn't even realize were due this soon, so I'm glad I got those submitted on time. Tons of work done. I got 4 canvases off screen that are drying. Gonna be more rock slabs. I got those all started and handled this weekend and today. Today I woke up and pretty much from the moment I got out of bed till 2:30 I was finishing up my drawing project, like constantly. I didn't do anything else. It was a big doozy. Glad the whole day's come to an end. I can now sit, do a nice stream, finish up this painting that I've been excited to finish up for days. I'm kind of saving paintings and things that would be stream compatible for when the times I stream, so that I have kind of like a backlog of things to do. Like if I ever need an idea or want to make a piece of video or something, like I can always backpack off of something that I kind of just stored in my back pocket for a day like this, or any other sort of similar busy day where I kind of just want to take a load off and get some more things finished up. Got a pretty clear game plan ahead as far as projects I'll end up making and things that I want to end up doing, so it's feeling really good. Like I said, I got all those rock canvases drying off camera, which I can show towards the end. I got ideas for all those already. One of them will be a nice blue-green rock shade, and I'll do rose gold with that. One of them will be a bright red rock with iridescent black and copper veins. And one of them is going to be that glow-in-the-dark, alien-looking black rock slab. But I got more planned. Like, I'm going to try to do something that looks like it got cut off the wall at like a Roman Colosseum. Do like blood splatters on it and Roman symbolism in the rock. I'll probably use one of your huge canvases that you gave me for that, to be honest. Do like a big old grand Colosseum wall chunk. But I also got like a Sith scripture rock tablet I'm going to try to work on. It'll be all black and greasy looking, with like red, bright red text lettering. I'm kind of thinking of doing something for Alex too. Like, I know he likes Darth Revan a lot, so I was thinking maybe that Sith painting in a 3D print of Darth Revan's mask that I paint or something like that would be pretty kick-ass, or something similar. And same with you, I'm kind of throwing around ideas. See what I can get made that maybe you would want. 'Cause yeah, I'm pretty much just trying to get all my loved ones' paintings. Some free paintings and free cool stuff to hang up, or just to have around. But yeah, it'll be a big stream once those are all dry, because I'll end up painting all the base coats on each of those rock slabs, all in the same stream. So we'll do like 3 or 4 maybe, in one stream, and then we'll save the Sith one for its own, because I still got to do some prep work for that and mix up some of those goodies, but you're definitely moving along pretty nicely. Whoa, that was weird. I just like lost my... Oh, there it is. I lost the little wet paint blob I had on the palette. It was like vanished for a moment. It's like looking everywhere for it. Yeah, this is the painting for today. Kind of was purposefully saving this one for today just because I knew it would be more chill after the big day and just kind of relax, especially because Mom's at a concert with Cole right now, so got the house to myself just to kind of take it easy and do stuff like this. Oh yeah, you like the color combo too? I really like it. It turned out a lot better than I was imagining. I was kind of worried about like how many colors of gray I would have to mix, or if things would kind of blend weird, but it's kind of been funny. I've only been using black and white for the most part, and the grays have just kind of found their way into being without me having to use anything but the 50% gray that I have, so it's kind of cool. It's been like kind of a self-working painting almost. At this point I'm just kind of trying to blend everything to the same level of texture and as far as like overall spread of color that the other side has. It's like once I take this piece of tape off, if I was to shine a red light at this, in theory, it should all look like one gray, like black, white, and gray mass. Like, I'll do that at the end to show you all. But yeah, I got a red light off camera. We'll turn off all the lights here at the end and really give this a look to see how equal those two sides are, because the red light will wash out every bit of paint from this left side, so it'll all appear black, white, and gray with the red light on it, and then we'll be able to really see if my ability in spreading out all these lines paid off. Yeah, that's the biggest, pretty much the biggest and only goal for this painting, is to make it cohesive and blend together, but with both of these. This side I consider value, which is only the light value of colors, and this side is all hue. So hue, value, or you could do hue, saturation. Pretty cool how color works. I've been learning a lot about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I got that red light that's super bright just off camera, so at the very end I'll peel the tape off and then we'll all be able to see that dynamic in action. And I'll even be doing a stream where I only have red light on, and I'll pick out just a palette of colors, like just some darks, mediums, and lights of just random complementary groups, and then we'll do the whole stream with the red light on, and I won't be able to see the colors I'm using except the value as we paint the face. So once we turn the light on, in theory, those colors should all pop out in a crazy yet unified way. Yeah, I'm excited to branch out and try to do some new things, because I've also been browsing online to see what other people have been doing, so I don't flat out copy or make videos that are already kind of overdone. So yeah, all those ideas are kind of what I've come up with after my little bit of research I did. Because a lot of people do painting time lapses and videos where they speed up their footage of their creations, but I want to really put spins on it in a way that's like pretty significant. Kind of just cruising along. I'm pretty much at my smallest brush already, so I don't know how quick this stream will be. It'll definitely be a quick one. I think I've only been live for maybe just short of an hour. I already got this whole side done, which is way faster than the color one went. bit of dogs barking there. Had to mute for a moment. so this one, I think you can hang it either way, to be honest. I was going to add like a central thing to it at one point, but then I decided I'll probably just keep it in half, because then that would enable a lot of freedom to decide how you want to hang it. I think that might be the best way to go about it. Because honestly, it could fit into certain arrangements in a way that's more vertical, and then it might also be able to fit into certain painting arrangements or wall arrangements more horizontal. So, and it's cool because this painting has a little more of a thicker frame, so it can sit on a nail a lot easier without having to get a piece of wire strapped to it or anything like that. Hey, Backspin's in here. How's it going, friend? Glad you're here. Hope your Monday was alright. Got a party in here today. That would be pretty cool. I was thinking yin-yang or like handprints. Like one handprint is black and white and gray on the color side, and then one is full color. I think either one of those would be pretty interesting. It might even come down to the point where I make another one of these so that both of those can be done. Because I've thought about the yin-yang a little bit, and I was like, oh, that could be so cool. Like how it would be split like that would be pretty cool. This has been sitting on my easel for a good bit, so I've been kind of bouncing around ideas sporadically throughout the days as I've been looking at it. Because it's been ready to paint this side for a while, but I just kind of save certain paintings for stream days because it just kind of fits. And it's like a two birds with one stone situation. I get to sit and paint kind of like I already would be, but I get a stream out of it that I can publicly upload and kind of build my authenticity around here with all the AI going around and all that kind of stuff. Because, yeah, nowadays it's super, super important to build authenticity. That's for sure. That's like one of the most important things I feel like nowadays is gotta have that integrity, because what else are you gonna have with all this AI and disingenuous stuff? I've been like trying to find ways to prove myself but not go too far out of my way to do it, because it's not super important. Like, I wouldn't spend extra time to, you know, just prove things to random people, but at the same time it is important to some degree. So that's why I'm kind of doing streams like this and throwing everything I do on my profile now instead of holding stuff back just for my portfolio or any sort of other thing like that. Because it's kind of crazy. I used to be able to go on Instagram or Threads or really any of those if I wanted to look around and just kind of comment what I like about people's art or just look at art. I can't really do that anymore in the same light. Because I feel like everything I see, except for, you know, the obvious artists who like really go out of their way to show you know, they're physical mediums, but man, I see so much AI. It's like every post, or every other post, I should say, I see that nonsense. So I don't even really scroll around on social media anymore. Part of me is just like, man, I'd rather make more paintings. Like, I don't care at all about these AI dweebs. It's like, man, there's art competitions going on. Art, in quotes, I should say, for AI. Prompt scholarships and grants being given out, and I'm just sitting here going, jeez. This is sad. Been almost freeing in a way, though. I used to scroll, I think, a little too much, and now that it's pushed me away, I've been able to make a lot more things in a more timely manner, and I don't know, things just feel better not really being around general social medias anymore. I'm still in the communities that I am that are like actually filled with people and like active. But besides that, I do not scroll around, that's for sure. Because, I mean, man, it's crazy seeing some of this AI stuff getting so much, like, love and support. It's fascinating that people are, like, so okay with it. Fascinating. But hey, the way I see it, the more people that jump on this train of worthlessness, the more the people who are taking the time to learn what to do and to learn the skill will be pushed forward by the people who actively seek the real stuff. Hey, Menacing Visions in here. Good to see you, man. The man himself has entered. Hope your Monday's been alright. Super glad to see you in here today. Yo, brother. Hope you and all those you love have been doing good. It's a party in here today. All the cool people are showing up. Gotta love to see it. See all the cool people showing up. Today is just a nice chill stream for those who want to sit, chill, kind of like have a little internet cafe sort of vibe in here, just kind of taking it easy after a busy day, school and everything else. You are more than welcome here too. We're just taking it easy, working on a more intuitive gesture painting that doesn't really take much effort out of my mind, per se. Trying to keep things slow and steady. It's nice, and it's a nice way to decompress after a big old work day. Hey, thanks, man. Have you heard of Marconi Union before? Here, I'll write his name in the chat. This is his music that I'm playing right now. Just in case you ever want to check out his track list. Good. I got the 10-hour loop going that is mixed in a way that's very well done, so I can kind of lose track of time and get engrossed in the moment. Heck yeah, I love sharing music, so I'm glad you're interested. He has way more than this too. Like if you search for a few of his tracks, I'd recommend are We Travel. Oh yeah, totally. Like this type of music is so good, especially when it's looped in this way. It's easy to lose track of time and really get into that state that's nice and productive. But yeah, I would also suggest like We Travel, and then I think it's I can't remember the other one. It might be like Interstellar, something like that. But I mean, all of his music is good, so I wouldn't worry about I wouldn't worry about it too much. I do work to this loop constantly. Geekenheimer! Hello, hello! I like that name. It's kind of like how I call myself Dr. Dweebius. Dr. Dweebius and Geekenheimer. Sounds like a nice duo. I'd read a comic that was about that. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you like the painting. Been working on it for a good bit. It had to dry for a few days on the left side, but I'll do a nice grand view of it here at the end, because we are pretty much at the end of things. I'm feeling like everything's feeling quite blended and quite similar to this other side we got here. And that's pretty much all I'm trying to do, is go to a level that's similar to this left side, but nothing too wild. Seems to be going just as planned. It's nice to have the stream preview here pulled up on my monitor, because I'm able to sort of look over, get a different perspective on this painting, and then look back over and fix that one spot that kind of sticks out. So like, yeah, literally just reading the chat right here, I was able to see here, could use a little bit of this. It's nice, because then I don't have to constantly be getting up and down to step away from the painting. I get kind of like a bird's eye, more distant view of it from the screen. Oh, yes, I am in Arizona. I'm in Chandler, Mesa, like Gilbert, like pretty much in the middle of all those, but I'm down to drive. I'm down to drive and hang out. That'd be pretty kick-ass. I think I'm following you, but I'll check to be sure, Menacing, because there was a point where I was kind of going through and making sure that all the people I'm following were right, and I accidentally unfollowed some, but I don't think I unfollowed you, but I'll check to be sure, because I definitely want to be following you. Because, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm down to hang with fellow creators around. That'd be pretty kick-ass. Phoenix isn't too far, so it's definitely a possibility that I'm able to drive and meet up. Driving is one of those things that I just like doing anyway, so I'm sure we can set something up. And especially being the beginning of November when you'll be out here, that's like prime time weather to actually be out and doing things. Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I'll check out your message, and definitely have a good rest of your night, good week. Keep kicking ass, for sure. Appreciate you stopping in. A strange... Oh, there it is. Yeah, this whole time on the screen I noticed a strange little... Is that it? Is this it? Weird. I had it in my vision for a minute, but then I lost it, so maybe it doesn't matter, actually. It's like a spot that didn't really fit in. Oh, I just saw on the screen that I got it. Nice. Yeah. I was kind of trying to put my hand where it was because I couldn't see it in front of me. Yeah. I just saw my brush go over it on the screen. Such a useful setup that I figured out. It used to be a little more awkward because my monitor didn't really allow me to split the screen in a nice way compared to how it does now. So now I have the stream on the left side of my big screen and the music on the right. So the chat is closer to my eyes. I don't have to turn around as far. I'm literally sitting with my painting to my left, my palette directly in front of me, and then the chat just to my right, like all in my same field of view. It's really convenient. Did I just lose it again? Huh, maybe I did. Saw a little blotchy area there, but then I lost it in my vision again. I'm gonna take a small drink break. Feel free to drink with me, friends. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola 8:33 at night. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Getting there. I'm starting to enter that phase where I'm bouncing back and forth between it being finished and it being maybe not quite finished. Oh, nice. I'm glad you like the music. This is one of many songs that I really enjoy. I do all kinds of work to this. I definitely like to stream to it because it's not super invasive over the totality of the audio. Here, we'll do this for you. Here's the music if you'd like it. It's the 10-hour loop that is mixed in a way to where it's not repetitive or noticeably repetitive, I should say. It helps to get in that state where you lose track of time and you're able to just kind of batten down the hatches and get a lot of work done. It is very relaxing though. Like I don't always do work to this. Like I'll journal to it or I'll sit out back. It's a really well-rounded sort of list of tracks that guy has. I suggest checking out We Travel from the same artist. That's another pretty good one. He's got plenty of good music for you to look through if you're ever interested. Nice, that's good to hear. Yeah, I've been trying to take as much advice as possible from people watching and, you know, during the handful of streams I've done so far, and this music has been a nice point that people have been bringing up, which is good, because I did a lot of thinking on it to find the best thing, because I didn't want anything too loud or distracting or anything like that, because really painting is meant to be a relaxing, just overall peaceful kind of thing. So I'm really glad you like it, because yeah, I've known about this artist for a long time. Pretty much try to do all my streams to this, because it's just kind of one of those nice things where you can, whether people want to be in here to watch the painting or just kind of relax, there's lots of ways I feel like people can watch a stream like this compared to something that is more like upbeat, I guess. It would be a whole different vibe if I was up here dancing around and blasting dubstep and like being all hyper and stuff. Like, there's definitely a time and place for that, but as far as like painting streams, I feel like this is a good vibe to try to maintain. If I had like strobe lights going off, that'd be so insane. I'll do a few streams here in the future too, where I do glow-in-the-dark painting under a black light. And I'll do some like more trippy style stuff. UV paints and that's true, yeah. Instagram is set up so strange. It's like it almost feels like the company wants people to pay to have any sort of semblance of discovery. But that's what's kind of nice about how I'm gonna try and gear things. Like, I'm gonna try to do multi-streaming, like maybe across Twitch, YouTube, and here, and then all of the streams I'll upload to the YouTube, so that I have like 3 total streaming platforms, but then all of it is archived on one of them. So that way, hopefully, if like people on certain platforms miss certain things, or as far as like what you were saying with natural discovery goes, like hopefully that'll signal boost things as it needs. Because it's almost kind of like a science nowadays, like how to best boost yourself out of the paywall, quote unquote, that a lot of these social media companies are kind of trying to push on us, like paid advertising and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's kind of in the mode of still getting started. I think I've had 4 streams total before this one, so I'm not super new to it, but just like today, somebody was super helpful and said the music volume could be a little lower, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm glad somebody said that, because then I can immediately adjust and improve the experience for everyone. People giving criticism is like one of the best things, at least for me. Like, because people are really nice about it. Like, I don't know. At least from what I experienced, people are always almost kind of timid, saying like, "Oh, no offense, but like things are kind of loud. Like, can we turn it down?" It's like, yeah, totally, we can turn it down. There's no offense. No offense here, that's for sure. I think it'd be kind of cringe if I was getting all upset for no reason. Because, like, yeah, it's like, how am I gonna improve the stream otherwise? It's like, I'm always thankful for people to be like, yo, this is loud as shit. That was super nice. This might be where we end up calling this painting, to be honest. Kind of sitting here. Oh, well, I could put some right there. Smoothing out the little edge. That's such a great analogy. Like, it's like I would never get offended if somebody was like trying to help me out. Like, it'd be so... It's so helpful when people point out stuff like that, because then I go around looking like I have a cavity in my tooth or something. Big old piece of lettuce or who knows what. It's like, I appreciate people telling me stuff so much. Because, yeah, there'd be no way that I could grow as fast as I would like to if it was just me trying my best to, like, read minds or trying to do things all on my own, like with some kind of ego. Like, that'd be so not fun. It wouldn't be fun for me, and it wouldn't be fun for everyone else. It's like nobody wins in a situation like that. Yeah, this painting is pretty much finished. I was kind of saying earlier to those who were here prior that once this is finished, I'll pull the lights off, shine a red light on this, and then we'll kind of see, with the help of the red light, it'll pull all the saturation out of this left side of color, and then we'll be able to go and compare the two and see how well we blended these sort of textures together. Because really the main goal for this is to have everything blended so that it looks like one big storm of color almost. It honestly does just feel done. Like, I notice that every painting I do, I start out and I really don't think anything about it being finished for a long time, and then there's just some point where my thoughts shift and I think to myself, like, oh, I think we're nearing it, and like that kind of thought repeats itself more and more until, yeah, it just, at some point, I just kind of sit there and go, yeah, I don't see anything left. And then the next step after that is what took a little practice, but I then try to not overthink it and actually move on to finishing it, putting it up on the site, and starting something else. Like, nowadays I'm good at doing that, but before, my feelings of it being completed and paintings in general, it would take me a very long time to feel comfortable with like the current state of where things are. But now, yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things where my inner monologues chatter with one another to a point where it becomes a sense of like, oh yeah, we're pretty much finished now. It's almost like a poetic moment in time. Because, yeah, for real, I used to overthink these paintings to a level that was just not fun. And I would never, like, find an ending spot, and I would keep adding things, and almost, like, adding things to a point where the painting just was not good anymore. Where it was just, like, so messed with that it almost looks muddy, I guess, is how some of my old work used to look. Just because, like I was saying, that overthinking dynamic that I used to have, like, to a point that was just so intense. And it does help having the screen here in front of me, having like this different angle on the stream to look at. Because it does help me see things that I might notice later, sooner. Just having this more distant camera perspective. But even then, I kind of just try to feel things in the moment. Yeah, this is looking nice on the screen. It's to a point where there's a big... Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's like we got nice, sporadic... Put some black there. These are strong pigments too, so I've been kind of taking my time with it because it's very easy to get washed around and muddied up with these high density pigments. commitments that I have for black and white, but this has been going very smooth. I haven't really had to adjust or like undo mistakes. Kind of just fits in. Oh, there we go. I can put some. Yeah, today I just have white, black, and gray. So it's been a pretty straightforward process we got here. Oh, I could change that. Do a little something like that. Yeah, we're pretty much... Oh. There we go. Yeah, that's looking pretty... As long as things aren't sticking out like a sore thumb. I used to feel that way too, to be honest. I relate to that a lot. I used to be very... I really don't know how to describe it. Exactly thinking things like that, though. To where I thought, like, oh, there's no way to sort of achieve that. So like for years, I kind of ignored my desire to make stuff. Because since I was a kid, I really wanted to make stuff like this, but I kind of ignored it for that exact same reason, where I kind of just thought to myself, like, oh, there's no way I'm going to have any sort of fun with this, or like there's so many better people out there is another thing I used to think. But then, I don't really remember when it happened. I just kind of heard a lot of quotes from people that stuck with me, like, the biggest one is everyone has their day one. So, like, everyone you look up to has had their day one. And whatever that day one looks like is varying, sure, but, like, any sort of musicians you look up to, any sort of artists, well, musicians are artists, I don't know why I separated those, but like, yeah, any artist you look up to, anyone else that you might look up to has had their day one in a way that looks almost exactly like your day one will look. Whether that be pieces of art that don't look good, or pieces of art that you think like, oh, I just wasted so much of my time making this like not good thing. But like another thing, I just kind of realized that things like this are like a muscle. It's like the more you lift the weight, and the more that you just really just force that movement to happen, is the more that like literally the atoms within you will change to become who you want to be. Like, what is that other quote I heard? Oh yeah, 1% of a billion is still a huge amount. So like if you take a billion and take 1% of that, that's still a huge number. And that's kind of like what I base my days off of. Like, as long as I have a 1% progress in a day to some extent, no matter how many 1% I have, that's like plenty. So like it took a lot of pressure off me too, to where I could really sit back and enjoy. Yeah, momentum, absolutely. It's almost like a staircase too. If you think of the first step being like 12 feet high, and you gotta find out how to get up that, and then after every step you go up, it like shrinks by 0.1 of an inch. It's kind of like the same thing. It's like those first steps are always going to be the worst. Like, no matter what you do, it's always going to be the most confusing, disorienting kind of thing, because like we just haven't had that exposure or time to it. And then, like, yeah, just over time, I don't remember when I started painting, maybe, well, I actually couldn't estimate that quite correctly because I've been doing digital drawing for a long time. A lot of those things correlate. But it was pretty quick when I switched over from digital drawings to this, because just a lot of the techniques followed. So like it's almost kind of like an investment too, because the more you put time into this certain field of interest that you have, or any sort of field of work, all those connections you've made will connect with other things too over time. So it's almost like an exponential return that you'll get. Like, a single paintbrush has so much more use than just putting paint on a palette and then onto a canvas. And that's only things that I've realized after using different tools and different ways of going about things, and seeing how others do stuff, and like really taking everything and putting it all into one melting pot. And it sounds like a really complicated process, and in a way it is, but it's complicated in a way that's simplistically freeing, I guess, because it's all, yeah, like I said, it's all kind of like an investment of time that will return at some point. It just depends on how each of our biological functions need to operate and the amount of time that each of us may need to take for something. Because everyone is different too. Like, I'm definitely predispositioned to being rather, like, used to making art and stuff, but others are predispositioned to things that I have no clue where to even begin. Like, I've never sculpted, and I've never done anything in that realm of things, and like working on vehicles, I have no idea. So like, it's almost like everything in life is an art too, and then everything within that emblem of like art life mixture, all of those things will end up connecting, and then connecting further, and then more and more and more. It's such a strange dynamic almost, just because of like how much of life connects to one another, I guess. I see a really strange blob. Is my hand getting over it? Yeah! I have a little bit of a stream delay, so I can't tell if I got the blob until a little bit later, but I got it. Yeah. But, I feel like I lost my train of thought, but it really just is like a brute forcing mechanic. And there is value in listening to what your mind says that it wants. Because I do think it's a possibility to try and force something onto our brains that our brains just do not like. And like, for me, there's a handful of things I could list off as far as that goes. But it's all kind of about finding that balance of like, am I just having difficulty in the learning process, or do I actually not like this? Because that's another important thing, is like, you gotta like what you're trying to learn to some degree. So if somebody likes it, but they're having difficulty and they're not liking it because of the difficulty, I think that's different than not liking it because you don't like it. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. If you don't like something, like, you're just not going to naturally progress as fast. You'll still progress, I wholeheartedly believe, but yeah, like, I definitely think there's value in kind of having brief conversations with our brains and figuring out like what we want and stuff. Because for me, I've had so many interests throughout time that it wasn't until I started having these conversations with myself that I realized, like, yeah, like I should be drawing and focusing on my health more and doing that, because before I was so spread thin with everything I was interested in and just in general that I just wasn't in the past having fun with any of it. So it's kind of like just one big balancing act of really listening to what your biological function is asking of you, I guess, is the best way I can put it. Because 90% of the time, I think our bodies and our minds know what we need to do to accomplish what we need to do. But at least in the example of me, I overthought it so much that I never really started to do it until lately. And I think that brought a lot of like unwellness onto me also, like not listening to what my true interests were and really like overthinking things and like thinking that, you know, just a handful of things I can list off that just aren't helpful to like the overall process. Because yeah, I mean, I would overjudge myself into a hole constantly to where I wouldn't be making anything, and I would be just miserable almost. It's almost kind of like in a well of, I wouldn't call it self-pity, because like that's not the angle that it is. I would call it like, I really don't know how to describe it. It was just like such a hole though. And it wasn't because of anyone else, either. It was really just because of me, like, filling in blanks that didn't need to be filled in. You know, just because reality wasn't even like what I was thinking of in the first place. But, I mean, truly, I think you'd be good at creating things or any sort of medium of art that you're interested in, because take me for an example. I played video games for pretty much 12 hours a day for, let's just say 22 years of my life, because that's as accurate as I can make it. It's probably more like 20... Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. And literally, I was not doing any of this. From morning till night, I was just playing video games, like rotting, ignoring my true interests just because I was overjudging myself. And pretty much everything under that dynamic for so many years. And then it was just one day where I just realized, like, hey, this is not what I want to be doing. And it was kind of hard to process that, because for, you know, having a life where you're so used to things a certain way for so long, and things similar to that, you know, like there's definitely a natural thought process of like thinking you're going kind of crazy, you know, having everything you used to do in your life not be interesting anymore. But I mean, I'm glad I took that leap, because like I was so addicted to both video gaming and being like self-defeating in a way that I wasn't aware of, I guess. That like it was a hard jump. Like it was truly like, I mean, I've never been addicted to alcohol or like nicotine or anything similar to that, but I mean, I really do wonder how similar those feelings are that people have when they either excessively drink or smoke, or when they excessively video game like I was. Because, yeah, I mean, my whole life, if you would have met me just 5 years ago, which is pretty much when all this switching change happened, if you met me 5 years ago, it would be a whole different person. And sure, that's a natural process of life, but I mean, totally opposite. Like, not even a natural development of a person type thing. It was like I fell off a cliff but fell so down deep that after a period of time, I realized there was diamonds down there. And then it was like, oh, that was all worth it. And it was quick, too. It was like a period of a week where I realized, like, oh, finally, everything I'm doing is paying off. But it took years of, like, truly brain-bashing new habits and new ways of living into myself. That, yeah, like, I'm just glad I took that step. Because, yeah, it's hard to shift into what I consider like the mindset I have now. Because totally, I judged everything I thought about, everything I did. And my God, it was such a bad rabbit hole that I was in. And out of all of it, I think the journaling is what brought me to where I needed to be. And even then, I journaled a lot. I journaled 25 books front to back, pretty much. Before I finally felt like, you know, okay, now the process is slowing down. I can kind of settle into what my life is now. But that was just me. Like, I don't think people are in a position like I am quite often. Because literally, the amount of journaling I did is just not normal. Like, it's definitely not a normal thing for a person to set out and do journaling to the extent, intensity, and the methods that I did. All that journaling took about like 4 years total. Even now, I still have another book. This is my 26th, but I'm not too far into it. I'm only probably a third. And it's slow paced now. I used to finish books a lot faster. Like, at the first year, finished like 3 books a year, 3 or 4 books a year, and then now it's slowed down to where I've had that same book I just showed for probably close to a year now, because I feel like now I don't really have any of those detrimental elements of my mind that are still like part of that awareness, I guess. But do they have topics, or is it open journaling? Oh, so it's just open journaling every day. Anything that I sort of think about that is significant to reflect upon, or like a memory that I want to analyze and learn from. It's all very just spur of the moment, like sheer brutal analysis, and like really holding myself to like high levels of accountability during that time. Some days I would write like 4 or 5 pages, and some days I would write just 1, and I was not holding myself to that high of a priority, because that's like unhealthy pressure, I feel like. But if I did have stuff to write about, I would not hesitate. So it's kind of like finding that balance of not pressuring yourself down into a hole, but firing off the idea the moment you have it, sort of thing, if you're able to. But yeah, the topic across all of them is just life improvement, life analysis. I have them all in a bin down here, but I would have to move a lot of things. Everything's on my website. I have a whole self-help section on my website where I have pictures, dates, page numbers, total weight of paper and ink combined, the names of certain processes I have. I got all that as proof on the site, at least. But I'll most likely do a video about it too, just because of how significant that project. I would consider my journaling project to be one of my greatest art projects so far, because it really is like a cathartic representation of all the weight I had on my shoulders, inside my head, holding this bin all at once. I think it's 15 pounds total of paper and ink weight combined after I calculated it all out. And it really does feel like I was carrying 15 pounds inside of my head for years. And now that I'm able to sort of literally take this bin and lift it and feel that weight in my hands, it's really profound. I'm just getting this set up for the little finishing think of passing them down? Who might read them? I have a huge idea for that, actually. So I'm thinking the coolest idea would be getting them all scanned digitally, and then once I pass away, there'd be a natural piece of code on my website that somebody could run that would publish the entirety of everything onto a certain section on my self-help part. It's like a subsection of the self-help section, to where it would all be an open library to my thought processes, feelings in the moment, like to have as real and brutal human mind in front of you as one can possibly get. Because I feel like people might be able to find something to maybe learn from, or one sentence in there might stick out to them. I want to do something really, really intense, I think, with those books. Whether it be, like I said, a piece of code that will publish everything once I'm passed away, or something similar, but I definitely think I want to publish it, maybe not into a legitimate book, structured book, but even if I had just all of it combined into a huge, like a physical copy and a digital PDF that people could get. Like, I think both of those things could be pretty interesting, especially because I'm only 29, and I don't know how long I'll journal, but I mean, the amount of journals I've written, I mean, oh man, I wish I could pull these out. But just as an example, this is kind of like a book I would use. It's just like a standard notebook, but when I say I journaled, I mean it when I say, like, it was this side of the page and the other side of the whole book. Like, I left no space. Like, I left no space on the page as a kind of special artistic, like, choice, I guess, because I really wanted to honor the whole book. So yeah, literally the entirety of every single book is front to back filled. Like, I left no space. But yeah, I think that'd be sick. Like, even if I made some limited physical copies, or just something like that, because I also have ideas for how I want to be buried and stuff, and I definitely want those journals buried with me, so like that's kind of a way to let them live longer after I'm gone, but also allow me to achieve what I want to do as far as being buried and sacredly laid to rest for certain things I have with the universe. But yeah, for sure I want to do something with those books, because that'd be so cool. So here's a little tape reveal here. Yes, it turned out so nice. I was worried things would bleed, and yes, it looks so cool. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, I'm just gonna throw away this tape. Turn off these lights. Lights off is center this camera on our little piece here. So we'll turn it vertically so you can see everything. And I'll do one of these kind of things. Adjust my phone like that so we can get a nice central. Yeah, I think that'd be good enough. So nice. That's all good. So next, when I turn these lights off, we are going to have an interesting dynamic happen now. Where, let's turn this to of 0. Maximum brightness. Okay. So, lights are turning off. We're just going to do a quick light test to see how our values compare. So with the red light, it'll wash out. Let's lift this up here. It'll wash out all the colors on each part, and now we're going to turn this down until we get a level that is not going to blast. And I'd say that's pretty good. As far as how I wanted things to blend, it's a little bit bright still, so let me just center this tripod here. I'm just watching my screen to see how the feedback of the so that's pretty solid, I'd say. Everything is pretty... I'm going to turn it down a little more, see what we get. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. It might be hard to see on the screen because things are washed out, but this red light desaturates everything on the canvas. And now I can sort of... There we go, that's better. Yeah, I think that's good enough for me. I'm going to turn these lights back on. That was just a little check for myself to make sure that patterns aren't weird or any sort of thing like that. But I think this is pretty good. So I was just kind of like... bring this up. I'll definitely have a full-size photo of this once it's done. But that's what we're kind of working with. Just a big old something. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. I really just wanted to have a huge mess of color and everything in total, but hey, I'm glad you like it. We'll have a lot more structured stuff in the future, like glow-in-the-dark and certain rock paintings, but this was a nice little exercise on color spacing, textures, just kind of using paint up. But I think I'll call this on the stream today, my friends. This is pretty much where I wanted to get to. Now I'll just have to dry. I'll paint all the edges black like I usually do. But, oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate you turning in for the day, Geekenheimer. It's nice seeing you here. It's a nice stream. I'll do a dedicated post tomorrow, get a little more natural light in here. Represent the colors better, but yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'll upload the stream and everything like I usually do, but yeah, have a good week, you guys. I'll talk to you all later.